Sometimes it's very difficult to do an interview with somebody who doesn't speak good English. Um, so, and we will still do the interview, but we we want to be able to ask the question and get an answer, and we need to understand the answer. So not only we're looking for a good answer, but we want to make sure we understand it. If we don't understand what they're saying, or they're asking us, can you repeat it? We know that this is a safety industry. In case of an
Mhm.
emergency, if a woman or a man is having a heart attack, or 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 there's a safety issue, if this person doesn't have time to say, excuse me, can you repeat that? So we need people to speak not just basic speaking skills, but few levels above, because
Mhm.
we're 99% of the time we're talking with people. We're serving people, we're having fun, it's a great job, but we're still dealing with people. They want to talk to somebody who understands what's going on. But 1% of the time, people are getting sick, people are having heart attacks,
Mhm.
safety issues. So the interview doesn't go very well if people don't speak good English, or maybe their English is great, but their accent is too thick. And if we don't
Mhm.
understand, then the interview is not very good. And then the second part is people speak perfect English. They're American or they're British or wherever they come from with perfect English. They're not prepared. So you have to be
Mhm.
prepared for the interview.
Mhm. And yeah, you mean that you like you feel it that they are not prepared. You see it. Or is it something very obvious that they are not prepared? They're just like, "Hmm,
So that's a good question because we're not allowed to go on feelings and
ah,
we're not allowed to go on what we see.
mm,
We're only allowed to go on their answers. So
mm,
if a person comes in and they're very shy and they're
mhm,
hello, 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 I can't put my feelings into that. Maybe they're nervous in an interview, but they're amazing on the airplane. So I can't write that down. I have to ask them questions. So we really don't deal with feelings. You can't deal with feelings. You can't deal, oh, she's pretty or he's handsome. We can't. Legally, if you don't like somebody, you can only not like them because of three things that they did, said wrong during an interview. And if you want to move forward and offer them a job, you need three factual answers that they gave you as good answers that you're allowed to move forward. Um, so, for example, we will ask somebody, why do you want to work for Southwest Airlines?
mhm.
And they said, because you're hiring. So we're not necessarily interested in that. Yes, we're hiring, but as you all probably know, being a flight attendant is almost impossible job to get. So we want somebody who's really hungry for Southwest Airlines. It's been
Mhm,
their dream their whole life. They've been waiting for that moment by the phone, sleeping with it day and
mhm,
night. That's what we're looking for. I had a person say, "Oh, I applied at Delta, American, United, Southwest, Emirates." Great. So why are you here? Um, I had I had a wonderful Russian woman, and I can't tell her that I speak Russian because that's not important. It
Ah,
doesn't.
she didn't know. She didn't know.
She did not know. She did not know. But I saw her name, and she spoke with a Ukrainian or Russian accent. I couldn't tell. And I was hoping she would do good because she's one of our people, and she was doing okay. And then because there's always two people in the room, a recruiter and a flight attendant.
Mhm, mm,
And the recruiter said, "So what do you've never been a flight attendant before? What do you think it's like to be a flight attendant?" And she said, "Oh my God, it's like flying in the skies. It's amazing. It's like being a bird. It's like having an orgasm.
Wow.
That was a problem. She was very funny, but I don't think she realized what she said. So sometimes people say the wrong thing. Sometimes they're
Mhm.
very nervous. But the problem is that I know that she was prepared. Her husband is a pilot, but the
Mm.
problem is that we're dealing with people. So we are worried that she might say the wrong or inappropriate words to a customer. So we can't offer her job. She was mature. She looked beautiful. Uh, I mean, professional. She looked professional. She answered really well, but that one word, we can't
Mm.
hire them because it's not appropriate. And then some people are just not prepared. We will ask them a question like, what do you know about Southwest Airlines? And they really don't know. They don't know what our colors are. I mean, this is our airline, it's everywhere. Um, so she doesn't know what our colors, she doesn't know who our CEO is, she doesn't know our history. And we as employees, we really want to work with somebody who is not only a great person, but who is as hungry and knowledgeable and prepared about the history, and then they can continue working on that history. Um, so I don't want to talk too much, but there's a million things that the person can do wrong in an interview.
Okay, thank you, Alek, Irina, Olena, and Alexei. Now you had a great, short, rather short, preparation for the interview. How you, what you maybe you knew it, but still, you have to write down something. You have to know about everything that Alex said, like an interviewer. You have to be prepared. You have to show your passion. You have to know the history, the CEO, colors, so on, so on, so on. And it's you see, it's very very bad answer. Something I applied to Etihad, Emirates, Qatar, and you. And for example, and you are hiring, so it's very bad answers. You have to show that you really want that job very much. You are very passionate about it. You in this airline, not like a flight attendant because it's orgasm to flying high in the sky. I like to fly. I like to travel. It's it's a very bad mistake. Okay, we have a new girl. She her name is Ivanka, and she has a great experience of being like a sea stewardess, uh, something like that. Yeah,
On the ship.
it's on the ship. Yeah, ship. Ivana, could you tell us what is the correct name of the position you have now or you had before?
The correct position, chef de run. It's like position, highest position in the restaurant in a la carte or Michelin, where you're responsible of taking orders, and it's like main waiter, something like this. Senior waiter in American companies.
What's the name again of the position?
Senior waiter in
Senior.
Americans. Senior, yes,
Senior waiter.
senior
Got it.
waiters.
Yep.
Yeah,
I
but we have different kind of contract in Germany. We have like a chef de rank contract. I directly started because I have experience in hospitality already 10 years. So I was working in different spheres as on reception, basically abroad in Poland, in private villa, then on Aida cruises because my guest recommended me to work. It's like a part of Carnival Corporation, but for German guests. I was there in a Rossini restaurant. It's like gourmet specialty restaurant. When you work in this sphere, You know what is silver service, plating techniques. You need to be one person in one, not only to smile or to bring food to the table, but also to be responsible of reservations whatsoever. So we got free of charge training in Germany 1 month, but basically they look for German speakers. So the priority was like B2 level of German, something like it. They never look for English speakers. I was shocked, but my German was like 50-50 at that moment.
Nice.
You mean it's you Ivan Ri, right?
Yeah.
You speak German like fluently or what now?
Right. Actually, I studied linguistics at university, so German was my second foreign language, and I knew how to talk already when I was at university because my grandma was a teacher of German and she taught me a lot. I was reading books. I watch movies in German language. Of course, my pronunciation is not so like German too because they have different accents. And the problem I have C1 level by international language scheduling. They had their own measuring of language skills because we passed German language test, but I never passed this test in Ukraine because it was expensive. But basically, I'm teaching German, and I was teaching German language and English at school before in Ukraine.
Okay, thank you. So Alek, now you are going to be our regular participant, right, Ivana? So Alek will know you too, like our Irina, Lena, and Alexei, our guys, our devoted group. So please, let us stick to the main topic. Let us share. Maybe somebody want to share their answer to the question, why do you want to quit the job you are working? The question that can be asked very frequently at the interview, right, Alek?
Yes, that way, or why do you want to work here? So, or are you happy at your current job?
Yeah,
So things like that. Variety.
Some versions of the main the same question. Why do you want to leave, to quit the job, the place, the activity you are doing, and why you are applying to our airline? So please, who wants to answer the question?
I want, please.
Of course, Olenka.
Despite the fact that I have a noble job, I want to change my job and to be a flight attendant. Every shift, I and my team saved lives and cured acute illnesses. But there is disappointment in every job, and I faced this too. I was disappointed when I saw the death, loss of people, tears, and despair of relatives. Unfortunately, I and my team could not always save a person in the intensive care because there are many diseases incurable, and there are many injuries that are not compatible with life. Also, I was disappointed by the indifference of relatives to kill who were in difficult condition in intensive care. It was not acceptable for me. It was often. My changes are the same. I am serious constantly. For example, I had a case when I informed the relatives about the patient's death. When I talk the woman about this, the woman started crying and started screaming. I cautiously and patiently supported the women. I spoke I understand your pain, I feel your pain, I am ready to listen to you, I support you. I said that it's necessary to accept this fact. Time will heal the loss. Life will go on. Also, I recommended the special therapy. This therapy will help to overcome grief and find new meanings in life. Also, I want to add that at any age, a person should develop and change. This is normal. From the point of view of medicine, psychology is not stable until the age of 13 years. A person can change, it's normal. After 13 years, our psychologist is formed. Therefore, I not only have a good work previous experience, but also well-formed psychology. Briefly,
You mean, okay, thanks. That's all? Sorry, I interrupted you. Is it, are you done? Olena,
yes.
you said everything you wanted to say, right?
Right.
Okay, so question is, so you are maybe how to say it, you are exhausted of seeing a lot of despair and
Yes.
deaths
Yes.
of
Yes.
people on your current job, you mean, right?
Right. It's very difficult constantly for me.
Okay, but about everything else, about your making your ability to make people healthier and cure them, you love that activity, that about your job, right?
Right.
Okay, Alek, how do you embrace, or how to say it? How do you um, comment the answer. Is it a good answer of Lena about why she
No.
wants to quit?
First of all, thank you for sharing um, your experience. It's beautiful and it's heartwarming and it's gut wrenching. And if I may just give some suggestions. So I don't know if you hold on. Let me move this. Okay. So maybe I've mentioned this before. Can you guys see this?
Yeah.
So this is called the STAR method, or you can call it the SAR method. When somebody asks you a question, the answer should be situation. Your answer should be time sensitive, what action you took, and what the result is. So our brains, when we're talking, especially if we're talking to a stranger, and I asked you a question, we want an answer. If we're friends and we're talking, we have more time to listen and we pay more attention when we're friends. We're much more open. When you're a stranger and I don't know your history and I don't know your life and you don't know mine, all I'm really looking for is the answer, or at least in that way. So for example, why do you want to leave your current job? Situation. I love my job. I'm the last person this person will see before they move on. I'm the last person that their relatives that I can comfort in their time of need. I'm really good in these situations. I've been doing this for a long time. Medical field is very rewarding, and I'm looking to continue to grow this in an environment where people are just a little bit more happy. I can bring my skills of comfort, of taking care of people, of dealing with emergencies on a different level so that I continue grow and provide people on an airplane. It's been my dream. When I'm sitting there by their bed and I watch the airplanes go by outside of the hospital, that is where I want to be. And I have the necessary skills because these relatives, they love me. I comfort them, and the environment of a hospital is very rewarding. And I'm ready to leave that career behind and start a new journey. It's important to make sure that the people who are interviewing you are not crying. You know, you want to make sure that we're not depressed. You want to make sure that you're kind of in the middle. You don't want to be up here. You don't want to be up there. But you want to get the best of what you said and just go boom, 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 boom. You want me because I'm amazing. That's the bottom line. That's my opinion. I could be wrong.
Okay, thanks. Thanks. Very good advice. Yes, I think that Elena, what do you want to say or ask Alek?
I understood. That's good.
I have you see it's so amazing you have so experienced flight attendant recruiter to tell you those kinds of advice. I will provide you with a record. I record almost every meeting, and I recommend you to watch it again and намотати собі на вус.
Mhm.
Okay?
Okay, okay. Okay.
Что это значит? Заплетать себе на ус? Is that what you said?
Yeah, it's like a common phrase or something. Maybe somebody who wants to share the answer for the question. Alexei, Ivanka, Irina.
Well, I can try.
Okay, of course.
So why do I want to hire this job? Because since childhood, I was interested in aviation. So this was my interest. And so that's why I decided to go to aviation to try to work in it. And also, this is like life-changing. So I don't want to sit on the particular job. I want to change something. So that's why my interest from childhood is the thing that I want to be attached to during my life. So, and also I like travel. So for me, it's my happiness to travel a lot. So, and work that requires some business travels, it's okay for me. That's will be comfortable for me. And also, if I do my job with happiness, with pleasure, so I can do this job professionally. That's why I think that I can be a flight attendant, well qualified, because I like my job. And talking about that, I want to be hired into Air France. Why Air France? Since childhood, I wanted to live in France, and that's why I want to find some job in France. So, and according to my interest, this is aviation. I want to try Air France. And why particularly Air France, not, for example, Aigle Azur? It's also French air company, French airlines. Air France is one of the most one of the biggest airlines in France, and it's also like a concern of Air France KLM. So they have a well-qualified service and good service of planes. So it's a really good air company, airlines, which provide a good service for travelers and for staff. So, and also I know that Air France is a big partnership, so they have good incomes according to the ticket sales. So I think that thankfully to that, Air France provide good service. And also it's like working in France to have a deal with France. That's why Air France. So, and talking about my professional skills, I was working a private teacher of English and French to adult and to with children's. So, and if to believe to the comments of my students, they said that I was good teacher, but I can provide one example. For example, I had a situation when my student, a little girl, she had a problem. She was late for the lesson, and she couldn't go for the lesson by herself because it was too late. She was in rush, and I decided to help her. So it was in a suburban district of Kiev. So that's why it was a small, like a village. And I decided to help her. I took my bike. I went to her home and took her to our classes, to the building where we had classes. And I helped her to not be so late. So I think that thankfully to me, she was late about 10 or 15 minutes. So she didn't forgot, she didn't skip something. So that's, and also I like communication with people. I know communication, and in my university I was studying psychology, and also I learned psychology by my own. And also I know how to deal with people, how to communicate with them. So if somebody is really choosy, we have a difficult client, I know how to deal with it, with him. So I think that I can help to one of my colleagues if he has a problem with choosy traveler. So that's all.
Great. Great answer. And the part that I was listening to the most was the example about the little girl that you helped, because that was the most real thing about your answer. When you are giving answers, and it was a great answer, but if you have an interviewer that is really good, like me, you are going to have some question marks, because when you say, I think, it means that you're not sure.
Yeah.
If you say, I try, it means that you're not sure. If you say, I like, I love, I know, that's a conclusion. I can make that decision that you know how to communicate because you're communicating with me really well. I can get a feeling that you love working with people and you like helping people. I can make that conclusion. You don't need to tell me that. You can give me an example that shows me that you like people, that shows me that you love Air France. If you're going to say, I want to work for Air France, you need to say, I'm fluent in French. Because for a long time, I was like, I hope he knows how to speak French. So start with, I'm an English and French teacher. That language is the most beautiful language in the world. Air France is just next door in Europe. I've studied the company. They're the biggest, not just in France. France is this big. So you want to say they're maybe the biggest in Europe or something like that. And I don't know, but France is tiny, you know, so if they're the biggest in France, that's not a big deal. So you really want to be a little bit more specific, and you want to give even more examples, because the interviewer, the person on the other end, they want to be captivated by you. And you don't want to try to work for Air France. I will work in Air France. There's no other options. There's no other country. I wanted that. I have a little airplane like this since I'm a child. My dad brought it to me from his trip. I've been looking at that plane for 20 years. It's my dream. They have the best benefits in Europe. They take the best care of their people. And again, those are conclusions. So if you're going to say they have the best benefits, you should know what those benefits are. If you know that they take care of their employees, how do they do that? So don't say things that are what you think. Say things that are true. You go Google or whatever you guys use and go, oh, they pay for your clothes. They pay for your hotel. Their salary is better than Emirates. Their salary is better than Lufthansa. Obviously, this is the best company there. So when you tell me that you did your homework, you know everything about the company, then I will listen more and know that he speaks French, he knows the history of the company, he knows the benefits package, and he's a teacher and he takes care of a child, so he will take care of an adult. I'm going, oh my God, I want to hire this guy. He is prepared, he knows everything. So you don't make me wonder. Don't make me go, does he speak French? Does he like people? Does he really want to? And then you also said, I don't want to sit at a job. 90% of what I do is I sit on the airplane.
Mm-hmm.
This much time I go and I give people drinks, and then I sit like this for 10 hours. So be careful what you say, because I will say, so you don't like to sit? And you'll say, no, I don't. I like to travel. I said, well, we do a lot of sitting. So be careful what you say. You don't know what kind of questions they'll ask you.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
I think your English is getting better, by the way.
I try, because
I think-
I learn in English and French in university, so it's like it develops. Yeah.
Good, good.
You got now a very good advice. Do you agree with me, Alex?
Yeah,
Me?
agree.
Oh,
Agree, sure.
Very good advice. I hope that you remembered the main points of what just Alex said to you. Okay, let us move. We have not much time, but we have. I want to also to listen to Irina and maybe Ivanka. Guys,
Okay, I have only 2 sentences. This is a priority because I have passed in my life several interviewers, not only to cruise companies, but also to business aviation companies in Europe. We know VistaJet, which is really outstanding, the most one. So I always was responding like I want to have an experience of relocating to another country and explore new cultures. I believe that I have achieved my full potential in my current company, on my current position, and I would like to try something new in my life. So I'm looking forward to make the next step and work for one of the biggest airlines connected with business aviation in the world. So something like that. And they are starting to ask several questions. What have you done, and what was the main problem on previous job? Better not to mention, because every kind of job can be stressful, especially when you work with people. So better not to say, oh, my colleagues were unfriendly or something like it. Better to say that I was striving to gain a new experience in my previous on my potential job right now, but due to the fact that I don't have European passport or European citizenship, I cannot be on the position higher as a manager or something like that. Yeah. So I'm always striving to give my fullest dedication and the responsibility with safety, because I'm safety oriented person, to new life opportunities and to the VIP guests with my knowledge of outstanding service techniques. But I don't have line experience, so this is the fact.
Line experience, you mean flying, right? Is that what you mean?
Yes, flying
Oh, got it.
experience.
Being
Yeah.
on the line. Okay, just making sure. Okay.
Yeah.
What could you say?
You obviously have a lot of experience. You know what you're doing, and you've been in the service industry. I wish I could do this in German, but my German is really bad. Ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch.
Warum?
Yeah, I took it in college, but I forgot most of my German. I think there are no issues with what you said. The only thing that I noticed, and maybe that's a personal thing, because I learned that in my previous career at Starbucks, when people say that they've reached their full potential, what if you're going to be in that job for the next 25 years?
CEO of the company.
You maybe you are the CEO. You still might not reach your full potential. You are going to be the best CEO in the world. You're going to go home after work because you have German employees and you're going to learn German and you're going to speak the language of your German employees. So you're expanding your potential. So when you say that you've reached your potential, you're saying that you stopped growing. You're personally, yes, maybe you're not going to a different position. You can't go, you don't have a European passport or whatever it is. But we never, I mean, I understand that, you can't go further. But you can say, you know what, positionally, I can't go any further, but every day that I'm at work, I expand my potential. I'm learning a new skill. I have co-workers from China, from Germany, from Ukraine, from Russia. I can learn so much from my customers. So I will do my best to be interested every day, but don't say but, and I want to spread my wings. Aviation is my dream, and I will achieve this dream. And until I do, I'm going to be growing and expanding my knowledge and my experience in my current job. So that's the only really thing that I would say.
Oh, it's really interesting, actually. And how long are you in aviation? How long?
Not
already?
long. 6 years, 5.5, 6 years.
5.5?
Yep.
Are you in business class?
We don't have business class. It's all coach.
Wow.
Yeah.
No need to be stressful.
I wouldn't be stressful in business class.
Because not so much to do.
I'm not scared of that.
Scared of that.
Alek has a lot experience in customer service, for example, in Starbucks. He had a very long career, right, Alek?
15 years in management at Starbucks, yes.
Yeah.
Irina, we're ready for you because I can see that you're ready for us.
Yes. Yeah, smile, yeah.
I will try. Okay, I would say thank you for the question. I was happy to work in my previous position owing to my last position at the hotel. I improved a lot of skills. For example, I improved my communication skills. I improved my English. I improved my such skills like to deal with customers, to work under pressure, to be patient, flexible, and friendly at the same time. I got used to perform multitasks, to be attentive to details. I'm really grateful that I experienced it, but a cabin crew position has been always my personal goal, and I believe I have all all valuable qualities for this position, and I'm looking forward to work with you.
I love it. Sorry, I'm taking notes so that I don't forget. So you said, let's pretend that we're in an interview. So you said that you believe you have all the qualities. So if you say that, I'm going to ask you, what are the qualities? So what qualities do you think it takes to be cabin crew?
Qualities like skills, proper qualities for your airline.
What are they?
Communication skills, to be ready to help out in any time, to cover any sicknesses or any extra flights, to be ready for relocation, to be flexible about night shifts, to work at nights. So, I mean, this qualities.
Perfect. So the reason why I'm doing this to you is so that you understand if you leave an open door, your interviewer is going to come in and they're going to ask you more questions, you know? So if you say, I believe I have qualities, don't tell me that. Tell me that you're at work always on time. Because that is the number one. The only thing we care about is being on time and being about safety. Safety and timeliness. That's all that airlines are about. Obviously, customer service. But if you're going to say, I believe I have the qualities, again, that's the same situation as that's what I can say about you. You don't need to tell me that. I will say, I think she has great qualities to be a cabin crew. That can be my conclusion about the answers that you give me. So you can say, you know what, I've been working at this restaurant. I work 5 days a week and I only have weekends off, and I've worked 52 weeks last year. I have not been late one day in the last year. I've been there for a year. And my manager calls me on weekends because they know I will be there on weekends if somebody is sick or somebody didn't come. So I just made a conclusion that you're a reliable person. I just made a conclusion that you're always on time. I believe that you have skills. Don't tell me that you have skills. So again, when it comes to safety, one person got sick from the food in the restaurant. I told them to drink mineral water. I gave them medicine. It was panic for everybody, but I was the only one whose head was on straight. I went and I took care of them. I can make a conclusion that you are good under pressure. I can make that conclusion. Don't tell me I am good under pressure. I am good to be cabin crew. What does that mean? So examples, specifics. Again, like Alexei, he didn't need to tell me that he's good with people. That's going to be my conclusion after he tells me that he took a bicycle to a little girl to help her to be on time. I will know that he has a good heart, he has a good head, that he takes care of little kids, he takes care of adults. So you want to be careful with what you say because the interviewer is going to dig deeper, you know? And also, you mentioned that at your job, you learned communication, you learned patience. If I was interviewing a person who told me that, I would say, how did you get this job if you didn't have patience, if you didn't have communication, if you didn't like people? I might ask that. It depends on how the person is, but you want to make sure that your answers are amazing, that your answers are solid, that they're really examples, not what you think I want to hear. Yes, I want to learn that you're patient. I want to learn that your communication is good, but I want to learn that from your specific examples. You know, I speak 3 languages, so I can talk to any of my customers. Your communication is great. I learned that. I worked 8 hours and I clocked out and I was at the door. My manager grabbed me and said, I need you for 4 more hours. I said, okay, let's go for 4 more hours. You're patient, you're resilient. I'm learning that you can do anything. You're a superwoman. So let me learn that from your examples, not from your words. That's it. Otherwise, great answer.
Okay, thank you very much.
Exact examples of your previous of your work, of your career, that show how you really was good in something, and that you have qualities for the job of flight attendant, for example.
Okay.
Guys, I'm so sorry I have to go. I apologize.
Yeah, it's an hour. Yeah, we have an hour. So thank you, Alek, very much. It was very
Thank you.
interesting.
Nice seeing all of you, new faces, old faces. Good job, guys. I'll see you soon.
Thank
I'm
you.
sorry I have to
Thank
run.
you.
Okay, of course. See you in a
Thank you very
month.
much.
See you
Okay.
later. Bye.
Thanks. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.
Ми залишаємося всі тут?
Мгм.
Та ні, ми залишаємося. Просто якщо хтось хоче щось сказати, то можна і українською мовою, в принципі. Ну я скажу, що Алек, він молодець, він так круто розказує, він так цікаво розказує, дає такі поради круті, що я реально
Дуже
я
цікаво
вважаю, що
було.
це дуже круто.
Так.
Ви все зрозуміли, друзі?
Так, так.
Так.
Він дуже
Так,
зрозуміло
так.
говорить, от такий класний акцент, такий спіч зрозумілий. Ну, в принципі, не всіх такі класи спіч. Усіх моїх друзів. І тому він так розказує, знаєш, прям як, якийсь як оратор, так чітко, ясно поради. Так, треба то. Я такий, прям як запис якоїсь спічі лекції.
Його хочеться навіть слухати дуже,
Так,
навіть не відриваючись, просто дуже
так.
цікаво.
Дуже
Так,
цікаво,
година
дуже
пройшла,
гарно.
просто взагалі навіть не замітила, коли година пройшла.
Так. Так що дуже толково, я сам слухаю, я слухаю, я для себе беру якісь розумні такі речі, які він радить, так? То звернув увагу. Ну, тобто, я навіть думаю, що треба буде якось на дозвіллі подивитися запис, бо він радить якісь такі гарні поради взагалі, по поведінці, да? По відповіді на питаннях. По конкретні приклади, що він має зробити, дуже класно, все класно.
Мгм.
Так що я думаю, що ви задоволені, що ми з вами маємо такий speaking club з такими людьми, які отак погодилися. Добре, що не часто, скажімо, раз у місяць, ми бачимо раз в 2 місяці, скажімо так. До речі, це так, між нами, звернув увагу Олексій, він сказав, що це про husband, а він же ж гей.
А, серйозно?
Так.
Ну,
А ви
окей.
знали? Ви знали? А ви знали чи ні?
Ні.
Ні.
Ну,
Він так
окей.
нас зачарував своїми красивими порадами,
Словами.
що я думала,
Так.
воно навіть не має це значення взагалі.
Ну так, це не має значення, просто він же сказав, що типу, що там я was traveling around the globe with my husband and тра-та-та. Тобто
Ні,
він...
ну я це почув, але мені здалося, що я помилився.
Це
що
понятно.
не почулося.
Ні, він husband, так, він має husband, він має чоловіка, він одружений офіційно, теж вже там дозволені шлюби.
Мгм.
Він там якогось в'єтнамця, по-моєму, в нього ж прізвище Хо. Бо в нього ж він поміняв прізвище. Хо.
А, В'єтнамця, да, з ним одружився.
Ну так, тобто я там в нього ж на Фейсбуку, там в нього ж фотки з ним так регулярно, з якимось в'єтнамцем.
Угу. Ясно.
Так що. Це, звичайно, нічого не міняє, просто що так, от бачиш, такий цікавий персонаж у нас тут.
Взагалі не
Да.
скажу, чесне слово.
Він
Да,
дуже
взагалі.
такого говорить. Бачите,
Або він так Або він так вміє себе подати красиво, що
Так. Ну, бачиш, він майже ж величезний досвід в customer service, тобто 15 років в менеджменті Starbucks, це тобі не хухри-мухри, як то кажеться. От. Ну і вже тепер 6 років майже в авіакомпанії. Він там і тренер їхній, і тепер рекрутер. Ну, тобто він має такий дуже хороший досвід, тому, як то кажеться, дуже раджу наступний раз, коли буде чи Алік, чи хто-небудь інший на зустріч приходить, тому що, бачите, може багато цікавого, розумного почути.
Ну, да.
Ну і заодно потренувати свою, скажімо, listening, speaking skills, так?
Мгм.
О, ну, в принципі, все. Ще якісь, може, у когось є питання? От я в наступний тиждень, я так їх чергую, от, щоб вони їх не задовбувати їх сильно. От, у нас має бути напевне, Марк. Так, вже був 23.10. Напевне, Марк, тому що Богдан, який колись був, він щось не може.
Це той, який молодий, так?
Тернополя.
Так,
Дмитрій
Богдан.
був минулого разу, так.
Так. У нас лишився тепер Марк, Дмитро, і Алік вернувся, він був в серпні, зараз він, скажімо так, теж повернувся в наше кодло. От. Діма з нами Дмитрій, як він каже, Деметрій, чи як він каже, Дмитрій.
Дімітрій.
Дімітрій, так. Тобто він колись був, значить, в Україні, я з ним працював в одній компанії, був Діма, а він Дімітрій.
Мгм.
От. Ну, а Марк це Марк. От. І ця не може теж щось вона відпала.
Дімітрій теж він має іншу орієнтацію, якщо я не помиляюсь.
А що ти взяла?
Ні?
Ні, в
Просто-
нього він вроді одружений, так? Він щось говорив про це, що він має
Я може
дівчину.
помиляюся, можливо, я
Чесно кажучи, я нього не розпитую, я не знаю. От, ну, без поняття. Тобто якось, ну, не цікавився, не питався. А Алік я просто теж випадково мені сказав якось в переписці щось, ну, сказав мені. А я так, ну, я такими речами не. Я така, це некоректно запитувати. Так що так.
Я вже мушу бігти, бо в мене заняття з викладачем з вашої школи.
Все добре. Все, всім пока і всім до наступної зустрічі.
Назаре, дякую за організацію, що ви такий молодець, зробили таку групу розвиваючу, дякую. Можливо, частіше б. Назар.
Ну, побачимо. Зараз, ну, було хоча б раз. Ну, в мене
Неділю.
взагалі останнім часом вийшло раз у 2-3 тижні, зараз хоча б раз у тиждень намагаються. Було минулого понеділка. І от, ну, раз у тиждень, 23, 30, 30, раз у тиждень, да, нормально.
Можливо,
Ну,
ще
якщо-
хтось буде згідний.
Віддалі, скажімо так, звичайно, що треба, ну, для кращого, скажімо, розвитку от, саме комунікації, цього skills, це listening, speaking, то треба, ну, хоча б 2 рази на тиждень. Це в ідеалі, так. От, тому, до речі, я так от зараз подумав, чисто теоретично можу домовитися, ну, щоб їх не напружувати, бо тому що вони ж працюють багато, а самостійно, без них зустрічатися говорити. Тобто раз з ними, раз без них.
Я погоджуюсь. Тільки
Тренувати
вечором. Вечором.
Ну, вечір, так. Тренувати відповідь на
роботи.
питання. Питань у нас там є сотні, тому можна брати одне питання. Не обов'язково там годину там зібрався, півгодинки, 40, коли раз поговорили, швидко поділилися і все.
Да, мені теж
Це було
зручніше ввечері.
чудово.
Так.
Тільки вечором, да, після всі
Ну
працюють.
так. Ввечері так, і ну, годинка 7 вечора. Та десь так. І ну, на вихідних там я стараюся теж не працювати зараз, тому що все-таки дружина з маленькою донечкою, то ж треба з ними бути.
Я згідна.
Так що можемо
Було б
так
чудово.
от там
2 рази.
на будні дні. Та. Ну, давайте щось спишемося в групі, домовимося, може, на якийсь день там, на другий раз. І якщо, наприклад, я не зможу, то ви зможете без мене, в принципі. Тобто, я просто дам вам якісь там питання, я виберу. Ну,
Мгм.
окей, поговоримо, добре?
Так, так.
Добре.
Це хороша дуже ідея.
Мгм.
Все, добре, всім пока.
Дякую.
Да, до побачення.
До побачення. До зустрічі.